nothing like a gospel choir to like warm my heart. I have to admit, I really hate. I'll keep my opinions. Anyway. It's best to know what you know. Aperture, let's the light in. That's so cool. I love it. I love it. I love it. Kia ora, my name's Zoe Stevie and I am your vocal coach for today because we are going to be taking a look at Harry Styles and his vocal technique in Aperture? I hope I said that right. We're going to be taking a look at how is he creating these sounds, what is he doing with his vocal technique, and most importantly, how you can create these sounds. So if you want to learn more about vocal technique, then hit that subscribe button. So I would love to see you around here more often to help you with your singing. Let's take a look at Harry Styles. Gosh, he's a fantastic singer, is he not? So we've got this da, 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 da. We've got a lot of thyroid tilt going on there. And thyroid, well, the thyroid is the Adam's apple. That's a part of it. And everyone has one. And what happens is it tilts forward in order to create more of a sung sound. And what he's also doing there is just dropping the larynx slightly to make this da, 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 da. Almost like, it sounds like a bit of a jazzy sort of sound at the beginning. Very smooth. Take no prisoners for me, I'm told you're elevating. Straight to my knees, I'm sold, I'm going on clean. Okay, I can't quite understand what he's singing. Okay, so Harry, I would recommend working a little bit more on the articulators, such as working on building up the tongue muscle there. But again, who the fuck am I? And that's Harry Styles. So we've got this, we're hearing a little bit of the crackle come in, or a little bit of distortion in the sound. Now, that could be created in a multitude of different ways. Could just be because he smokes. I don't know if he does. Could be because he drank black coffee beforehand. I don't know if he did. One thing that we do know, though, is that it can be created by tightening the area above the throat. So we go, ba-da-da-dum, and we can bring what are called the false vocal folds over top of the true vocal folds. Now, this needs to be done with sort of like a bit of caution in mind. If you scratch, catch, or cough, don't try and stop and think about it a little bit more. But just really lightly is going to bring in a bit of that crackle. So I'm going on clean. Going on, you hear how he lost that crackle? We lost a lot of the breath in the sound. He's taken the larynx low, and that's because when we're taking the larynx down that low, especially in a male voice, it does not like when we introduce a shitload of breath in there. Just listen to that again. He almost took the chin down there as well. That can help in some, well, that will help to lower the larynx, right? If you push the chin down, you're going to push the larynx down. We don't want that to be the way that we use that on a long-term basis. But seeing as he's gone from a higher note with a lot of breath and a bit of constriction, that can just be a way to just really quickly adjust. To admit, I really hate screaming at concerts. There we go. That's my 5 cents. So we've got that, and that's probably why I'll never go to a Harry Styles concert, unfortunately, because he's meant to be amazing. The screaming I could do without. So we've got this da 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 da, and he's got a little bit of breath. Well, not a little bit. He's got quite a lot of breath coming into the sound, but we're seeing the microphone very close to the mouth. So that's telling us that the volume is firstly, very, very low. And it's not about pushing air, okay? When the vocal folds are open, the air will automatically come out. So when we're going here, da 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 bum bum, actually sometimes that constriction in the sound, or the tightening of the area above the larynx, or like inside, like in those false vocal folds, will actually help us to create more tone on that quite breathy sound. I love that. Bad boy complicated. And we always go into like a little bit more of a singing sort of sound. He's taken out the breath there, similar to the first section. So we've got a little bit more thyroid tilt and just bringing those vocal folds more together. This is what we call a flexible voice, okay? Able to like go in and out of these sounds, but they need to be practiced one after the other. So if you're looking to learn how to make these kind of really, really quick changes within your voice, you need voice training. You can apply down in the description below, because it's about creating like a training plan and showing you exactly step by step how to create these sounds. Something like a gospel choir to like warm my heart. So I am not a gospel teacher, but I do enjoy singing gospel music. And there are lots of different nuances when it comes to gospel music, and in this sort of situation. We're hearing a very, obviously a mixed choir. And I do, mixed in terms of like mixed with the audio engineers. I do recommend that you go and witness a gospel choir live. Is just like, oh, the sound is incredible. But what we most often have is we have a lowered larynx position and a bit of that twang coming through in order to get the volume on the sound. Twang is wonderful because it helps to boost the volume. But one of the downsides of twang is it takes away a lot of the darkening that we might want in the gospel kind of sound. Again, gospel is very varied. I'm just this like ring in the sound that we're hearing is the twang. I must admit, I'll be like completely honest with you. I'm a little bit confused by this performance. Okay, the choirs and like the individual parts of this, like the performance, are very cool on their own, and bringing them all together, and also the dancing is kind of confusing me a little bit. But I'm here for the artistry. And I just want you to know that I'm working my darndest to try and remain as subjective as possible. But obviously nothing is fucking subjective, right? Like everything is nuanced by my own taste. So let me just go back on that. This dancing is sort of like, it's confusing me. And why is there a snail on it? Can you please explain to me in the comments, like, why is there a snail? I know one of my students is going to comment on this and be like, Zoe, because I have a lot of students who are like really like in love Harry Styles' music. I think his music is fantastic. This performance is just... So a lot of artists do tend to do this as well, where they're sort of like singing little bits and then kind of allowing the background singers to take on more of the song, especially when we have these repetitive sings. Pathfinder Bandits all belong. We're hearing that actually there is very little breath in that sound, and he's almost singing it a little bit more, which means we've got a lot of thyroid tilt going on. Then we've got good vocal fold contact. It's finally appears, it's all belong. You know, it's kind of repeating the same sort of sentence over and over again. I mean, you can hear that, right? We belong together. It's finally appears, it's all belong. That's so cool. I love it. I love it. I love it. So the time will fade. He slightly dropped the larynx there. We've got a what am I saying? Better vocal fold contact. We don't have any air in the sound. It's more of a chest voice sound with a slightly lowered larynx there. Now, he is missing out a couple of the words at the end of the sentences. This is a really normal trick for lead singers, especially to just kind of leave out a couple of words if they feel like their breath is not going to be able to sustain to the end of the phrase. So I'm not saying that we want to practice to get to that point, but sometimes in these songs, and especially in pop music, we have so many layers of the background which is usually sung by the lead singer themselves. We have so many layers that it's not actually possible for us to sing every single word in the sentence. So I want you to just really think about, like, if it doesn't seem like it's possible, it's probably not possible. I did that little moment at the end is one. I love it when singers kind of like snap out of it. Okay, so like if I'm 100% honest, there wasn't a shitload of singing going on there. It was in a very comfortable part of his range. We did have some variation in the tone, but this is also the thing. Singing was not the main part of that performance. And it was about the entire performance with the choir. And almost like we have to see these types of performances as pieces of art within themselves, because it is all of those different sections coming together to create the whole. I would love to coach someone on this song to hear them maybe in a way that they would repeat one of the verses. This is what you can do, for example, in a song that repeats the chorus over and over again. Honestly, if I was getting a singer to sing this at a concert, I would find that kind of boring just to do that with, the only reason why it's still interesting is the fact that there's so many different moving pieces. So I would maybe suggest to a singer to repeat one of the first verses, or maybe the first verse and the second verse, kind of repeat it, change up the melody, like change up the feel a little bit in the chorus, and honestly just cut the fucking song short, okay? How long was that song? We don't need like a 5-minute long song. We're like literally up. So we're going, aperture lets the light in. And then we have like literally 2 minutes of the chorus, okay? So what you could do is, for example, sing that first section of the song and then just sing one time or twice through the chorus at the end, and then like let the song be done. There's nothing worse than like flogging a dead horse at the end of a song and just going on and on and on and on and on. Harry Styles can do this because he has a huge, like all these different pieces coming together and a huge audience in front of him singing the song together. That's a different story. We know what it's like to stand in the audience and love to sing that with the singers. And, I've done that in concerts as well. Just go like, let's do it again. Fantastic. That's what we want sometimes at concerts. But if you're performing the song, sometimes just cut it early. There's no problem with that. 5 minutes, like literally 2 minutes of the chorus would like be boring as shit in any other performance situation. I'm sure someone's going to comment on that, but you know what? I really don't care because that's my own subjective fucking opinion, and I'll keep my opinions. Anyway, really it comes down to it's all up to you as the artist. Like, who the fuck am I to say what you should do as a performer? I really just want you to make that decision for yourself, and I want you to say to me, and I have students do this, no, Zoe, I want to do it like that. Awesome. That's what I want. I just want you to have a fucking opinion. I want you to grow your opinion, to grow your knowledge of music. I want you to understand music more. I want you to hear songs that you'd never listened to, perform them, get them into your body, get them into your soul, and to go like, no, I really don't like that. That is when we know, like, that's how we develop our taste of deciding what we do and don't like. And if that's what you need help with, if you're like, Zoe, I really want to be a singer. I really want to work on my voice, but I just don't know what songs work for my voice, what songs I should be singing. That is something that we help you with. That's something that I would help you with. I have not taught like on all of these vocal coaches saying like that 10,000 singers. No. Most of my students have been with me in singing lessons that I think the shortest at the moment is 2 years. So students stay with, and the longest was 12. So students stay with me for a very, very long period of time. And that is why I think I calculated it not that long ago for a bit of marketing. And I'm sitting at around, I think like 600 singers or something like that. I think maybe 700 singers. Who's counting over the last 18 years? And that's because they stay with me for so long, because we're looking at that long-term development of the voice and really showing you step by step how to improve. You can apply for singing lessons down in the description below. I'd love to help you. It'd be my honor, honestly, to help you with your voice and to reach your voice goals. I haven't had a look at Harry Styles, I don't think, on the channel, but I'm going to chuck something up here that's very, very similar for you to keep on watching. I would love it if you do me a huge favor and subscribe to this channel. It helps me immensely to help more singers like yourself. I'm a full-time singing teacher. This is my studio. You can see here, piano for teaching singing, and it really does help me to carve out more of my working week so that I can be here with you on YouTube to help you with your vocal technique. Oh, Zoe, shut up. I'm just going to say goodbye and just say everyone can learn to sing because you're amazing. Mwah. Ka kite anō.